All right, so we're back at Obsessed Garage and Obsessed Home Theater headquarters here in Lady Lake, Florida. Every Friday here going forward, I'm going to be traveling up here. It's about a 2-hour drive one way, so about a 4-hour round trip. I'll be coming up here to do a podcast, the Dialed In podcast with Matt on his channel. And then while I'm here, I'll make some content like this, some blog type of things, give you an update on some things we're working on. And from time to time, I'll do, like some shorts and YouTube shorts and TikToks and different things like that. So just having some fun, making some content. So today, the plan is in about an hour, we'll do the Dialed In podcast. This is our second podcast together. The thought is each week, we're going to be talking about different topics. So each week will be a different topic. We've talked about having a sound system in a garage setup. We talked about Press-All, which is a product that Matt has been working on over the past 6 years to kind of get that really dialed in. We're going to be talking about business. We're going to be talking about being an entrepreneur. So just a lot of cool stuff. Of course, we'll be talking about home theater. So just each week will be a different topic, and we're just going to have some fun with it and just having a cool conversation. So I encourage you to check out Matt's channel, Obsessed Garage, and join us for the podcast. It's not a live stream. It's a pre-recorded, so we pre-record it here, and then they'll edit it and post it. So here we are outside of Obsessed Garage headquarters and Obsessed Home Theater. So right now, Obsessed Home Theater just has a really small section in here. But they've been doing a lot of work on this building. This used to be an old bank. But check this out, man. They have done a ton of work here in this entry. This thing is looking slick. So still a work in progress, but looking so much better than what it was even just a few months ago. So you can see like wallpapers coming off of this old building. But eventually over time, this will be super, super cool, super dialed in. So this is a room here that we have set up. I guess we set this up, last month for an event that Matt does called Cars and Culture. So the thought is guys that have really nice cars, Porsches, BMWs, Corvettes, really anything, just anything kind of cool and fast. So they come here, hang out, build community, get a chance to talk car audio and car video. And then one thing that we ended up doing is setting up this really simple, not ideal. We don't have massive acoustic treatment in here. But we gave them an opportunity last time to hear these right here. These are the two 110 from JTR. A little bit dark here, but so these have a dual 10-inch woofers here, and this is only a two-way design. So we've just got a tweeter right in the middle, and then the lower frequencies will be played by the woofers, versus the 212 RT next to it. That's a true three-way design. So that has a coaxial driver right in here, handling all the mid-range and the high frequencies, and then the low frequencies on the 12-inch drivers. So looks like we got some more equipment here. That's new. So I haven't seen that. So Blue Sound, got some more gear over here. Zadu, NAD. Then the, basically the matching just turned on its side. We had a TV mounted last time we were here. Banner to go outside. And we were even rocking a little Dyna audio. That was plenty for this room. So that little sub will slam for this small size room. Then of course we had the 110 HT slants right back here. Again, not a super ideal setup, but what was really cool is we had people coming in for Cars and Culture that had never experienced a home theater. They're used to just their TV speakers. And so for them to come in this room and watch them grin from ear to ear, it was pretty cool. So the idea is to continue to expand, continue to grow. So one of the things that we're doing is we're basically carving out and creating a testing room here in one of the larger rooms. So right in here, this is the studio for Obsessed Garage, and we also use it for Obsessed Home Theater. So the great thing is we're able to leverage some of Matt's team. So this is one of their editing stations. Here's where we'll be doing the podcast later on today. But I want to show you, I showed last week on Patreon, those of you guys that are patrons, you got an early access look to that. I'm just going to lay down my bag so I don't have to keep carrying these around. But right inside this room here, find the light switch here. So this is going to be our testing room / dedicated theater room. And so this is part of a warehouse, as you can see here. So not your traditional ceiling, but a lot of work is going to go into this, and I'll be documenting pretty much every week. I'll be coming up to kind of film any progress that has been made. I know Mike is going to be working on this room, I think, next week. So things like running 220 or 20 amp circuits, several in this room. I think we'll be able to have up to either 6 or 8 subwoofers. We'll have an amp rack back here in the corner. Get that all set up and all the power run to it. Down here we'll have a projection screen that drops down from the ceiling, as well as a TV, large TV. And this will just be an area that we can do things like, you know, I've got the Valerian projector in, the Pro 2. I also have I think it's a C2 model from Hisense. So these are 2 lifestyle projectors, definitely much more affordable than like a JVC. So I'm curious, are these any good? You know, I've heard good things about Valerian. We actually saw the Valerian at CES. Actually was super impressed with it for what it is. $3,000 projector. It was amazing. It was like 200 or 300 inches on the wall. It was massive. And I was really surprised that we were getting that type of image from that. So the thought is this room will be our testing room. So we'll be able to set it up in such a way that we can easily swap out speakers, be able to A/B comparison. Like, for example, maybe we bring the JTR 212s in here, and we also bring in the 215s in here. Is there a difference? What difference do we hear? And then we, as Obsessed Home Theater, we try to help make some buying decision for you. We do the testing side by side, and then we answer the question, is it worth it? Should you buy the 215s, or do we recommend, you know, just getting the 212s? They're going to be amazing, kind of thing. So that's really the thought process behind Obsessed Home Theater, is we want to help clear the clutter. So many times, I know myself as an enthusiast and as a consumer, I get analysis paralysis. You know, I go to a website and there's, you know, 20 different brands of speakers. There's 10 different brands of receivers. And then they've got some processors, and it's like, man, you know, what should I buy? And that's the number one question I get asked a lot from you guys is, Michael, what would you buy? Between this and this, what should I buy and why? And so that's really the value proposition that we want to do with Obsessed Home Theater, is do a lot of those comparisons. And then just share that story, share our experience with that. Because we figure if it's something that we love and something that we appreciate the value of, I think there's a lot of you that'll find that same value and same appreciation for it. So I cannot wait. Like, this is a dream come true for me, just to be able to have a space like this, to be able to not have to rip apart my home theater every time I get a product in, you know, to test and review. So I'm really excited about that. Like, example, I've got the Arendal speakers and subwoofers all in my living room right now. And so I'm boxing those back up and packaging those back up. So my living room is trashed. Oftentimes my theater room is trashed. And so this will be such a blessing just to be able to have a dedicated space that we can test stuff in and just have fun. But until we sell our house, I'll just keep, driving up here 4 hours round trip on Fridays and sometimes even other days. I'll be up here for Cars and Culture. If you guys can make it out to that. Once I have the date, I know the date. I think I even posted it on my YouTube channel. So take a look at the community tab. But I'd love to hang out with you if you're in this area. You want to come and hang out for a couple hours. Cars and Culture we'll be doing. Of course, there'll be some cool cars. And then, like I said, we'll have the theater. And we probably won't have this set up by then. Definitely, it'll probably be in that smaller room. But part of what I've shared with you when we first started Obsessed Home Theaters, I want to bring you along my journey as we build out this business, as we build out the space. We're going to show you the process of what does that look like. I think so many times we only get to see the finished product. When I do a home theater tour, it's usually after the home theater is done and everything's dialed in and calibrated and it's the finished product. But we really never get to see this. We don't get to see the mess. We don't get to see the chaos. And so that's part of what I want to do. I want to do some of these vlog type of videos and just be real upfront and personal. Share with you our successes, share with you our struggles, share with you our exciting news and upcoming things. I've got 2 things I want to share. Oh man, I can't wait. Literally in the next probably couple weeks. Hopefully even maybe next week I can share with you some really exciting news on the channel. So be on the lookout for that. But like I said, guys, I'm super grateful. I love what we're doing. Thank you to all of our customers that have ordered JTR and Kaleidescape. We've got some new products that will be, new brands that we'll be announcing here on the channel. Hopefully, like I said, in the next week, maybe 2 weeks. So anyway, just wanted to give you an inside look. So I'm going to get ready for the podcast here in a few minutes. But I wanted to give you an update of what's going on here with Obsessed Home Theater. Love you guys. Hope you have an incredible week. God bless, and I'll catch you in the next video.